Hello everybody. This is going to be my first video that I've made on how to do different things that I've done in my truck. Somebody on Instagram had sent me a message and asked me what I did and how I did it to install the CB in my truck, and it really wasn't a huge deal. The first thing I did was I bought a shelf from LMC Truck for the top of the front of the cab to hold the CB up top, because I prefer to have it up there instead of in the floor. And whenever I bought the shelf, I bought it from LMC Truck for $120, I think. It's all metal, and it screws right in place of where the sun visors go. And actually, if you wanted to, you can put the sun visors back in under the shelf. It really wasn't that hard to install. Pull the visors out, unplug the wires, because mine had the mirrors, the lighted mirrors in them, in the back of the visors. So I pulled those out, and then just screwed the shelf back in place. And I didn't put the visors back up because I'm 6'4", and that's just that much more room that when I'm sitting up tall in the seat, I can't see the whole windshield, and it drives me nuts. But I'll show you here. Let me flip this around, and I'll show you what I did. There's where the screws go right there. That's where the visor would go. And then the shelf, I put my own bolts in here because the ones that came with it were kind of cheap, and these worked better. This hole right here is where you would put the visor back on if you want to put it back on. And it comes in a bunch of different colors. You can get it whatever color the rest of the truck is. And it's very sturdy. I mean, I've got a hold of it, and I'm doing some good jerking on it. It ain't going nowhere. And then as far as the CB goes, I'm not a professional or an expert, I guess, when it comes to CBs. But this is what I bought. I found it on eBay for I think $40, and it's just a Midland CB. It uses, I can turn it on here, I believe it has 22 channels, if I'm not mistaken. And it works great. I can be going up and down the highway and turn the mic on and pick up people going up and down the highway and get traffic reports or whatever I want to do with it, or talk to somebody that I'm running down the road with without using a phone or whatever. So, I mean, it works great for me. The only thing I advise when you do buy this is to buy, if you look up here, I got the cord here for now. I haven't quite plumbed that exactly how I want it done, because I'm going to redo the headliner. When I do that, I'll run the wires in the headliner, because if you can't tell, my headliner is coming down. So I got to fix that. But anyway, I just ran the wire over here. There's a spade connector right here so that I can easily connect and disconnect it. And it runs down. For some reason, this one was hardwired. I don't know why, but they hardwired it to that. So I guess because they expected you to just put it down in the floor and just hook it to your cigarette lighter. So all I did was run the wires over. I put spades in it so I could disconnect it up here without having to tear all this out to get it out of there. I ran the wire down in here, which, like I said, it's all going to go in the headliner eventually. But I ran it down this into the dash, ran it down under the dash, and had it come out right here. It's kind of, yeah, it's not what I would call what I'm professional and what I'm going to have it like whenever I'm finished, but it works good for now. And then I just wired it into a cigarette lighter, and then down here I've got toggle switches that come on and off to put power to it or not to it. That way it doesn't drain my truck. If you have any more questions, let me know. Actually, yeah, I know this is my first video, but I'll show you this too, because this is related. I bought a set of dual antennas for it to put behind the cab. I thought about putting them on the mirrors, but I was like, I think behind the cab will be just fine. And they do. They worked out great. I just bolted them right into the back of the cab, and then I ran the wires down and then plumbed them through the back of the cab, and then down under the carpet, and ran it all the way up to here. There's one thing I do suggest you buy, and up here where it runs in the back of the CB, I would put a 90-degree elbow on it so that it's not hanging out from the front of the shelf. So it just looks better and it's not in your line of sight. I keep pulling it up there and it keeps falling, but that's one thing I would suggest you do. I have it in the house, I just haven't put it on yet. So that's how I got the CB installed. If you have any questions, feel free to comment at the bottom and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. That's really all it takes to put the CB in. I did it about the most simple way I could. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. If you would like this video and subscribe to my channel, and if you have any suggestions, feel free to put them in the comments and I'll try to put up another video within the next 3 or 4 days about something else that I've done on the truck. Thank you.